So in this video I want to show you and tell you about the piece of land that I didn't buy. But first I want to show you, we have a very special little guest in this video, and it's this tiny puppy. Sal and I are coming back from San Marcos, and we got out of the tuk-tuk. There's some construction on my road, so we got out of the tuk-tuk early to take a little forest path the back way. And we passed by a few dogs. You always pass by a few dogs. But this little puppy, who has been at the corner, just kind of like, just got really, really excited. Hi. You're very cute. So I think this is one of, I think there were like 4 puppies at that corner. I think Aaron ended up taking, I don't know how many, but at least one of them. Yeah, Stella, you're my number one girl. You're my number one puppy. You're my number one puppy. Don't worry, you're not being replaced by this cute little puppy. Stella's like being really possessive. Anyways, so I wanted to tell you about, let me show you. Hi Kathy, hey Marcy, hey Crystal, hi Susan, hi honey. I'm having a little bit of a Pied Piper moment right now, but like with dogs. Boop. Boop. So this bridge is new. In fact, this bridge is going to the piece of land that I didn't buy. So I wanted to share with you a little bit about my journey with buying land here in Hummingbird Valley in Guatemala, where I've been living here. I've been living now for, gosh, about 2.5 years, which is crazy because I came here thinking I was just passing through, and then I just like found the thing I was searching for all along, which was really inside myself, but then it was reflected on the outside of myself, like, you know, how cosmic fabric is woven. So I was with my former partner, and we had started talking about the possibility of buying land and building a house together. And so we started looking, and this piece of land here was one of the pieces that we looked at. You see there's actually like a little river down there. So before there wasn't the bridge. Actually here, why don't we go down there? I mean, there's like not quite a clear path to go down there. Oh, that must be your puppy, if you're cleaning it. So, Jamie, I have a little less than an acre in a different place, up the mountain. We're kind of at the bottom of the mountain right now, closer to the village, closer to Casa Curativa, closer to where I currently live. I'm on my way home right now. So we originally looked at this piece of land, and it didn't feel right. Honestly, it did not feel right. In fact, I got this intuitive nudge that it would cost a lot, and I don't just mean in money. I didn't know what that meant, and I still don't know what it means. But you know what? I'm really glad I did not have to find out. Okay, new bridge, new puppy. The puppy is not coming home with me, just so you know. Just clear that up. So, you know, I got the intuitive sense that it wasn't quite right, even though, you know fun. She does not like the puppy. You're my number one. Don't worry about it. The puppy's so really cute, though. Yeah. Oh, so here's that piece of land. I can't remember where the lines are. I mean, it's a good size, but it's really not, it's not ideal. So what I want to share really about this was that we looked at this piece, didn't quite fit, looked at some other pieces, didn't quite fit. We're just kind of like hitting these dead ends. And I got to a point where I was just like, you know what? It just feels like I'm pushing. It feels like we're pushing. Like, and so I said to God, I said to the universe, I said, listen, universe, listen. Are you listening? It's always listening. I said, if you want me to be the steward of land here in this valley in Guatemala, like, make it so. Make it so. But I'm not going to stress about it. I'm not going to push. I'm not going to struggle. Hell, I'm not even going to try. If it's my destiny to dance with the ownership of land, then like I'm putting it, like I just like, Jesus, take the wheel. I like put the reins in God's hands, and I'm like, whatever, man, whatever. And I went on with my life. And I actually I completely took my foot off the brake. I stopped looking. I stopped really talking about it. You know, I'd had some conversations here and there. You know, I was still open, but I wasn't really trying. I had surrendered. And so, I love how these dogs just like came with me. So, then last year, actually a year ago, so the date that I actually ended up purchasing the land was 1 year ago on May 10th. So April was when I did my yoga teacher training, and right before I went to my yoga teacher training, maybe some of you guys remember, I felt like I was going through a death. I felt like something was dying. It was dark, it was painful, it was uncomfortable, but I leaned into it. And I was like, all right. And so what I thought was dying was my life as it was. I thought that my time in Guatemala was coming to an end. So I gave away all my possessions. I burned Annabelle's skull. I was ready to say goodbye and just end this chapter of my life. I didn't know where I was going. I didn't know what was next. I did not know what I was being born into. And I assumed that I was being born into hey, that better not be poop. Oi, that better not be poop. That better not be poop, you're wrong. No! Oh God, it's a skull, Jesus. Oh, geez. Okay, well, you're getting a shower, kid. Oh my God. No, you do not roll on that skull. You do not roll on that skull. Talk about, isn't that interesting? We're talking about death and rebirth, and Stella's rolling on, it looks like a dog skull, probably. Jeez. Okay, well, moving on. Life in the jungle. So I completely, oh God. You know what? No, Missy. No, that's gross. Stop. I don't want you rolling in that stuff. You are getting a bath. Yes. The puppy, you have at it, but Stella, come on, Stella, let's go. So I thought I was dying, and I gave away all my possessions, and I went into my yoga teacher training ready to be like, okay, this is it. This is my final thing, and then I don't know where I'm going. Maybe I'll go back to Asia. Maybe I'll go, I don't know. The path will be revealed. God will lead me wherever I'm meant to go. And it was in the final week of my yoga teacher training, the last week in April, when I got a call from both Luke and Dahi inviting me to look at a piece of land. And I remember being like, I mean, come on, man. Thanks for the invitation, but I'm dying, so I'm not really in a position to buy any land. I remember Luke saying to me, he's like, Erica, if you've been waiting for a cheap land deal to fall in your lap, here it is. So I'm like, all right, fine. And I remember I actually even avoided the call, because I was in the yoga training, I was busy, and it was just I'm dying, I'm not gonna buy land. It's fine, I'll go look at the land. And then went to go look at the land, and even as I was walking up to it, I remember thinking I'm not gonna buy land, I'm dying, I'm leaving. You know, my mind was really attached and kind of closed. I was attached to a certain idea, and it was very closed. And then finally we looked, so we got there, I was like, oh, this is actually pretty nice. This is actually pretty nice. This is actually pretty nice. And then we sat down in one little patch. I'll never forget. I still know this patch very well. And we talked about it. The three of us talked about it because we were going to go in on it. The idea was to go in on it together. And it suddenly kind of dawned on me. I was like, wait a minute. You're telling me that I can buy this piece of land and build a little house, a forever house that's mine, and I can still go traveling and I can still leave, but I'll have a place to come back to? Wait a minute. That's a great idea. So it turns out the death that I was going through was not the death that I thought, and not the death that I expected. The death that I was going through was not the death of my life here in Guatemala. It was the death of my life as I knew it, as this windy, ungrounded person who didn't know what was next, or, you know, my purpose or my place. And so the rebirth was in the same place, but in a different way, a new identity in the same place. Now, yeah, so I've stepped into that as now a steward of the land. And I'll say on this channel, I'll throw around the words like I own this land, but really the land owns me in a lot of ways, and more than anything, I am responsible to this land. So I'm stewarding this land, which means that it's my job to take care of it and serve it and listen to it, and like be like my job with my body. I need to like listen to my body and give her what she needs to be happy and healthy and whole. And that's also my job with the earth, as a steward of the earth. And that's all of our jobs, I think. And that's, I think, also why we're a little bit like off right now, is like we're not listening. We have not done a really good job collectively listening to the earth, because we've just been kind of pushing to produce and be successful and work hard and like look good and you know, all of the sort of like the system of patriarchy values, which are not in line with the values of the sacred feminine, which is all about like the earth. So that said, I'm really glad I didn't buy this piece of land here at the bottom of the hill near the town. I'm really glad, with a former partner who I'm no longer with. Thank God I did not get into that situation with him, and that the path was leading me to stand on my own 2 feet as a resilient, self-reliant woman, learning her way, learning, you guys know I've been learning so much about permaculture and gardening and herbalism, and, you know, just becoming a lot more grounded and earthy and healthy. So now that the journey that I'm embarking with the land is, you know, that of an independent woman, rather than, yeah. So doesn't mean I'll always be I'll always be an independent woman. Doesn't preclude the possibility of a relationship, but I think it's important that I'm building this for myself and creating that platform for myself, and also taking responsibility for learning how to do it, and not just relying on someone else, and not like needing someone else to like do it for me. I'm doing it with others, but I'm not codependently doing it with others, you know. I'm definitely interdependently doing it with others, which is very different. So in summation, I surrendered as I was going through a death, and I was led step by step exactly where I was meant to be, into the land that I was meant to be in relationship with, by no force or effort on my own. My force, my effort did not create any success. In fact, it got me into, you know, a messy place. So surrender is a really good strategy for these things. You know, pray on it, ask your concept of a higher power, whatever that is, that force of synchronicity, that force that causes the tiny acorn to grow into a mighty oak tree, like that force. Like, how does that force want to prosper you? How is that seed, that unique seed that you have within, where is that meant to be planted, and what is that meant to grow into? And how can that be of service to the larger ecosystem of which you're a part? Because, you know, it's like, we do have to take care of ourselves, and we're also part of something bigger. So yeah, exactly, Bev. Me and the land have grown together, and like, I'm growing a garden, but the garden is also going to grow me in the process. Speaking of which, gardening course information is below. I don't know if you guys have checked it out. There's a discount code. If you use Erica Love, you get 10% off. If you want to learn, as I'm learning, the gardening course is the one that I took, so you'll probably even see me. All right, we have some drama in the Highlands unfolding. All right, let's go. They're probably like, "What are you doing on our land?" I don't know. So yeah, I'm really glad that this here is not my journey. And I have a different journey. yeah, you know, and I think at the time I thought that I really needed my former partner to do it because like he's super into gardening and stuff. Yeah, and I was kind of under the impression, yeah, that I needed him and I couldn't do it without him, and that turns out not be true. Oh, hi Chris. Oh, hi Peg. Peg, look at this cute little puppy. Oh, the puppy is following us. It's good. Don't follow us home, puppy, but you are really cute. All right, let's go. All right, Choo-Choo. Okay, how do we get up here? Okay, this is our best bet. Bah. Bah. Stella. Oh, so cute. Yeah, it would have been such a pain in the ass. I mean, there's so many ways to like build here with this little river and like, I don't know. It's just, I'm glad that this is not the course that I took. And I didn't try to like convince myself that it was right. You know, it's like, well, geez. Sometimes we know something doesn't feel right, but we like try to convince ourselves and just like do it even though you know something doesn't feel right. Oh, I just bought all these groceries. And there's pepper. Puppy, you cannot come home. There's pepper in here and I smell it. Oh, look at this I got from Marina, the lady who makes the hummingbirds. I got this from her. It's really pretty. Okay, choo-choo-choo-choos. Okay. One of these dogs is coming home with me. All right, Stella, come on. Oh, yeah, no. All right, here we go. It's funny, everyone else is cool, but this dog she wants to start something with. Hi, Scott. Terry says a Scorpio intuition. Yeah, you know, I would say like a feminine intuition. The feminine force is receptive, it receives, right? So to receive the message, to receive the feeling, like we're all doing it, we all have it. And I think there's this idea that, oh, my intuition is broken or it's not there. And it's like, no, that's not true. You just may not have been using it, but the more you start using it, it'll come back, just like a muscle, you know? If you don't use it, it becomes weak. But it's not gone and it's not broke. Ain't broken. Who's the pup? Oh, it's just some dogs just following me. We're just having a little Pied Piper moment. A little bit of a Pied Piper moment. Oh, Teeny, you've owned houses, land and houses since your 20s. Wow. Can't imagine how that would affect you. Don't go this way. Somebody went this way. Don't go that way. Oh, you can go that way. Let's go this way. Now the key is don't fall in the river. Wait, that's right. Okay. Oh, I love this rock. Look at this great rock here. Okay. Yeah, Bella the puppy is super cute. Oh my god, did you guys see the video yesterday from the dog sanctuary and those super cute puppies? The little two-faced puppy. Oh, they're so cute. Those dogs came from Santa Cruz. A woman dropped them off at the dog sanctuary. How cool is he? Hi Amanda, good afternoon. Yeah, Annika, discussing death. You know, that's important. You know, you can have like a physical death of your body, of course, but you can also have like a spiritual death, an energetic death, an emotional death. You know, you can have parts of something die. You know, you can have parts of a relationship that die. You can have parts of your life that die, and that can be really hard. And it's part of life. It's part of life. First of all, nobody gets out of here alive. And nobody gets out of here without being touched by the face of death, by the hand of death, throughout life. Because that's just part of the agreement we made when we came here, you know? Okay. Love this rock so much. Oh, did you see the little pin my sister gave me? Isn't this great? I love it. Yeah, so I think that, you know, when we're faced You know, I guess I'm glad what I did really well, excuse me, what I did really well at that time when I was going through that death was like, and there's a podcast. I'm so glad I made that podcast. It's called like Why I'm Giving Away All My Stuff. I think what I did really well at that time was I just like, okay, I feel like I'm going through a death. I accepted it. I didn't fight it. I didn't deny it. I just like, okay, this is where I'm at. And something is changing. I don't understand what. I definitely grieved it. I definitely felt the feels. But I accepted it. And I allowed myself to really just, you know, I lightened my load. I gave away stuff. I let go of things that were very precious to me. It was pretty hard to do. I put everything in a suitcase and brought it out at Kirtan and just like let everyone kind of just descend on all my stuff and just take it like crows descending on a carcass. Just take it. So I lightened my load. I let go of things. I let go of my attachments, and I prepared myself. To go through whatever was calling me next. And it turns out that thing next was, you know, exactly already where I was. But I'm glad that I gave away all that stuff and lightened my load, because it gave me a certain mobility that I wouldn't have had otherwise. Oh, look at, guys, what are we doing? What are we doing? Okay. Whoa. Okay, well, now back on the road, and on my house, and we got our cute little puppy. You are not, I don't know what is going on. Why are you so activated by my presence? It's cool. I like it. I'm not upset about it. Stella's a little upset about it, but Stella's just like a little possessive. But hey, what to do? Yeah, Stella's like, it's my mom. It's my mom. Away from her. And that's the puppy's mom right there. So the mom is watching the puppy like, All right, yeah. You know, it's like when in doubt, surrender. When in doubt, like, don't try to fight it. Don't try to fix it. Fall into it. Let yourself feel it and sit with it. Because there's a divine timing also at play. And sometimes, you know, our minds are like, I want this to be done. It should be done. I don't want to keep crying. I don't want to keep doing this. I don't want to keep doing this. I've done this long enough. And I'm just like, you don't know. You don't know. You don't know. So just go with the flow. Just go with the flow. Hey, Choochie. 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 She got you. Okay. Alright, guys. I'm going to sign off for now. Thanks for being with me on this journey through the cycles of life. Thanks for seeing that piece of land. Look, there's a piece of land here now for sale. No, I'm not going to give you the information. You're going to give you want to buy the land. If you're interested, just come here. Bye. All right, guys. Oh, Kelly, I'm so sorry. You had to put your dog down today. I'm so sorry, honey. That's again, talking about death, you know. I think when we meet death, it's good to grieve. It's good to feel it. It's good to cry. It's good to give yourself that time. And, you know, there's a difference. There's a big difference between crying and going, I shouldn't feel this way. I shouldn't feel this way, right? Like, there's a big difference between that and like turning off the phone and just like crying and like letting yourself go into it and feel it. Stop and don't try to fix it and don't try to deny it and don't try to say that it shouldn't be this way and when am I gonna stop? Like, no, be like, okay, it's this way. I'm crying. Like, okay, I need a cookie. Eat the cookie. Okay, I'm gonna cry. You know, very different experience. So anyways, in summation, I'm glad I didn't buy that piece of land that I showed you guys in this video. I'm so glad that I gave up and I surrendered and I allowed myself to be led to a different piece that came at the perfect time in the perfect way without me trying to force it. It was just me like free falling into the hand of the divine. Ah. Can you do an unbagging what we got at the market? Oh, Mandy, that's an interesting idea. I don't know if it's gonna be that interesting. Plus, I'm tired and what's happening here? What? Why puppies? All right, guys. I love you all very much. Have a great evening, and I will. I'll see you soon. Puppy. Oh. Be cool, Stella. Okay. All right. You're my number one. And you're just a little puppy. But you're not coming home with me. Stella, don't. All right. Bye, guys.